Police in Wheeling searching for Jacqueline Dobbs, affectionately known as Angel, after finding her mother, Janiyah Murphy, dead in her apartment.
Her family knew something was wrong. Wheeling police confirmed what they feared late last night. Something had happened to Janiyah Murphy and her baby girl. Murphy was found dead in her apartment, and her baby, the family called Angel, is believed to have been kidnapped.
We have a young mother that is dead, and we have a 1-year-old who is without her family, and she's missing.
Murphy was 21 years old. She grew up in Lincolnshire and was a graduate of Stevenson High School, according to police. The deputy chief tells us Murphy would drop Angel off to relatives before work. But yesterday, she didn't drop the baby off, and she didn't show up to her retail job. Murphy's family last talked with her Monday.
Look at social media and try to find people that actually interacted with her and kind of reconstruct the previous 24 hours of her life to give us leads that we can work off of.
The major case assistance team was called in to help collect and process evidence. The deputy chief says it appears Murphy had been assaulted, and they are eager to find her 1-year-old.
We need the public's assistance in this. They might be able to connect a dot that, or connect a link that we don't have right now. Biggest worry that we have, we don't know where she's at. The family, again, was very close. They do not know where she's at. They'd be usually the ones that provide babysitting. And we don't know where she could be.
Police in Wheeling searching for Jacqueline Dobbs, affectionately known as Angel, after finding her mother, Janiyah Murphy, dead in her apartment at 365 Inland Drive in Wheeling last night. Investigators say it appears Murphy was murdered. Authorities say they received a missing persons report just before 10:30 Tuesday night. Investigators say family members became concerned that the 21-year-old did not go to her retail job that day, and the last time the family heard from her was the previous day, which was unusual according to police. Police tried to contact Murphy, but after failed attempts, authorities contacted the fire department to access her balcony. The door was unlocked, and police say that's when they made the gruesome discovery. The 21-year-old was dead. After hours of investigating, authorities removed her body from the crime scene around 2:30 this afternoon. Right now, they are begging for the public's help in finding this little girl, who now no longer has a mother.
Why wasn't there an Amber Alert for this child?
Because we have no information to go along with who she might be with or a vehicle she might be in. The only thing that we know is that we have a child that's missing, and we're trying to work our way through it, so it doesn't really meet the criteria for an Amber Alert.
A search for a missing 1-year-old girl. Jacqueline Angel Dobbs has not been seen since late last night after Wheeling police discovered her mother had been murdered. NBC 5's Christian Farr live in Wheeling this afternoon with much more on the story. Christian?
Yeah, good afternoon, Stephan. I briefly spoke to the victim's family, but they are not ready to go on camera just yet to talk about their loved one or this missing child. Wheeling police say they are working on developing leads, but at this point, they are not sure who did this.
I am concerned because usually, this kind of stuff doesn't really happen here.
Some people who live at this apartment complex in Wheeling are fearful after a woman was found dead inside of her apartment. And police say her 1-year-old child is also missing.
At first, I saw the baby was missing, so I shared it on my personal page because obviously we're looking for a baby. And then this young girl lost her life, and that kind of hits home for me.
We need the public's assistance in this. They might be able to connect a dot that, or connect a link that we don't have right now.
This morning, the Wheeling Police Department issued an alert about the death of Janiyah Murphy, who was found dead inside of her apartment in the 300 block of Inland Drive. Family members had become concerned when the 21-year-old mother did not reach out to them or show up for work. That's when police went to her apartment.
They did a check for well-being, and they found the victim deceased within the apartment. The way she was found would lead a reasonable law enforcement officer to believe it was a homicide.
Police also discovered that Murphy's 1-year-old daughter, Angel, was missing. But at this point, they have no idea where she might be or who killed her mother.
Look at social media and try to find people that actually interacted with her and kind of reconstruct the previous 24 hours of her life to give us leads that we can work off of.
Now, breaking news in the search for this missing one-year-old girl. Wheeling police telling CBS 2 they believe her body was found this afternoon in this retention pond along I-80 in Hammond, Indiana.
We have team coverage of the breaking developments. We begin with Marie Saavedra live in Hammond, where Indiana State Police just talked about what they found. Marie?
That's right, Brad and Erica. Indiana State Police confirming they did find the body of a child in the retention pond this afternoon. Now, they're waiting for the coroner before they make any positive identification here. But Wheeling Police again telling us that they do believe this is the body of Jacqueline Angel Dobbs. Now, Angel's mother was found murdered in their Wheeling apartment. That was on Tuesday night. But since that very moment, the little girl was nowhere to be found. I want to give you a sense, though, of where the body was found today. It's over my shoulder. We are right at the interchange of I-80 and Kennedy Avenue. You see this ramp where you're going to start to see some cars coming off the highway. It is just on the other side of that where that retention pond is, where the body was found this afternoon. Authorities were led to that area, according to Indiana State Police, after they received a call from some construction workers saying they saw what they believed was a body in that pond. Now, dive teams then found the body of a black girl younger than 5 years old. She is now in the care of the Lake County coroner, working on making that positive identification.
I don't have any specifics of anything in particular that they would be looking for. Any crime scene, you're always looking for any evidence. So that any evidence that would be pertinent to this crime is what they would be looking for.
For much of the afternoon, we saw dive teams still in the water gathering that evidence. The scene just cleared only a few minutes ago. We do know that Indiana State Police, while they didn't mention Wheeling specifically, did say they were working with other jurisdictions to help make that identification. Live in Hammond, Marie Saavedra, CBS 2 News. Brad, Erica.
Marie, thank you.
CBS 2's Jackie Kostek live in Wheeling this evening with new details on the investigation, including the person police are now talking to. Jackie.
Yeah, Brad and Erica, I spoke to the deputy police chief up here in Wheeling, and he said that the family of Jacqueline Angel Dobbs has been notified and that they fear the worst, that body that was discovered in that retention pond near Hammond, Indiana, is likely that of the missing one-year-old. We also know that there is a person of interest in this case that was being questioned in Missouri earlier today. Now, this all comes after Angel's mother, Janiyah, was discovered strangled Tuesday night in her Wheeling apartment. That person of interest is not Angel's father, but did have a relationship with Janiyah. Now, the three of them were last seen together in a north suburban shopping mall on Monday evening. Police say several surveillance cameras captured the three inside the mall, but they have not released that video. Police say the man was in Chicago Wednesday morning and in Missouri by the end of the day, and he was driving a rental, a 2020 maroon Dodge Caravan.
We never had any incidents at the house. We weren't familiar with any type of domestic situations there. But at the same time, she was a 21-year-old woman who, just like any other 21-year-old. She, by all counts, was a great mom. She had a great support system with her family. And it was their concern about the fact that they haven't been able to contact her.
Now, the deputy police chief up here in Wheeling did say that tip about the retention pond did not come from the person of interest who was being questioned in Missouri. Just like Marie said, it came from a construction worker.